Ah, yes, the FromSoft games, the lore is so deep and rich. No, it's not. It's actually remarkably sparse, but it feels deep and rich, doesn't it? How they do that? So implied storytelling just makes your writing better. So you know the whole like show don't tell or tell don't show? Sometimes don't do either. Hey guys, why is there a big hole in that mountain? Someone really pissed off Keith. Who the fuck's Keith? You don't want to know. And then like 2 books later, when like the 5 armies have gathered or whatever, there'll be one man who walks out towards one of the armies and everyone will be like, who the fuck is that? And then like one of the older characters who like has some authority of like knowing things just because they're one of the older characters goes, oh no, that's Keith. Because it's the implication. It's the implication. See, we're on a boat. It's the implication of the thing. Imagine in the first book of the Lord of the Rings that when Gandalf finds out that they went to see Tom Bombadil. Bombadil! I've been meaning to have a rematch with that fucker. And then, like, books later, when people arrive in a place called, like, the Wastes or something like that, then one character, again, just like an old character who's like the designated guy who knows things, goes, oh, yes, it used to be a lovely spot around here. Until Bombadil and Gandalf had, Anyway, we all go, oh, but what happened? Nothing. It's a joke. Like, at no point did the writer sit down and be like, oh, you know, they had a big fight and it decimated the area and they threw down their weapons and, like, took their shirts off and started punching each other and then making out, and Goodberry was like, oh, is it Goodberry or Goldberry? I forget. I know one's a spell. So my favourite scene from anything ever is one scene from Spice and Wolf, or possibly Wolf and Spice, it depends on the language. There's this great part where Lawrence is telling Horror about all the different kinds of coins. It's like, okay, so here's a Gorian silver coin, and here's a Gorian gold coin. Now here's a Lothan silver coin, and here's the counterfeit Lothan silver coin. Don't use those suck. And then there's the Telvanni silver coin and the Telvanni counterfeit. Now the thing is, the Telvanni counterfeit, they're actually really good quality. They have a lot less silver in it, but actually the quality and the consistency with which they made and the amount that they made for them, people just use those as regular currency like everyone does. They're good stuff. And they go on for a little while, and it makes the world feel really full and well fleshed out. Like, there are nations across the sea with economies and, like, people doing things and, like, pride in their work, even when they're criminals and stuff. And it makes the world feel rich and lively, when what actually is going on is the writer sat there and just thought of, like, a bunch of plausibly nation-like sounding names, and, like, that's it. Like, they implied an entire world, and it works! And FromSoftware is really good at it. There'll be like one mention in the first Dark Souls of Gwyn having a father, and we'll all go, oh! There is not much like actual writing in any of these games. Like, I'm pretty sure even Gwyn himself is only mentioned like 15 times. And all of these mentions, you know, imply how amazing he was. But that's all it is, implications. And then, in like the third game, you'll have like the Dancer of the Boreal Valley, and we'll only have mentioned like the Boreal Valley itself like 5 times, and how the knights of said Boreal Valley like go all bestial and nasty and also icy. But then like one of the items that the Dancer of the Boreal Valley drops has some connection to a character from the first game, right? And then we all go, oh my god, it's all connected. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, no, okay, no, I can't say that, because if the writers say it is, then like it is. But it's a joke. Like, it's not a joke, but it's as much a joke as the Keith thing. It all makes the world feel really big and really connected and really lively and interconnected. But it is still just like one line or one thing. They didn't tell, they didn't show. They just implied something. And FromSoftware is really, really good at it. Like, if you look at it like any of the Dark Souls wikis or the Elden Ring wiki, right? Very little is like actually stated. There are like theories and like allusions to things. And it'll be like, oh, there's one hint in one item description. But like the fact is, there's like 1 or 2 people at FromSoft that like sit down and just do all of the item descriptions and stuff like that. And those people are fucking with us. And I want to buy those people a beer. Because those dudes are good at their job. There is not that much writing in FromSoft games, like for the size of the games that they are. Like even something like Zelda games will have more clear writing in them. And even then, that'll just be like you going up to like a guard in a town and they'll say something about the thing that you're supposed to do next, right? There is a possum that just jumped into that tree, and it looked like a person for a second, and I shat myself. See, just there, right there. You see him? Right there. There he goes. Yeah. Possum. See, I both showed you and told you about that. Getting like a good handle on implied storytelling will make your writing better, will make your D&D sessions better, will make your character backstories better. And the best part is you don't actually have to write them. You don't have to write the backstory. You just have to imply that there is one. And like a great place to start is that your character already exists. You can just start from there.